Once again, good morning and welcome. My name is Chris Maley. I'm the Vice President of Operations with Property Panorama, as well as the Training and Education Coordinator. I'm actually just personally getting over a little bit of bronchitis and sinus infection, so if I have to stop for some water, please, excuse me while I do that. But the reason that we're all here today is because you are a member of Florida Gulf Coast and you are getting the InstaView services as part of your membership, completely free of charge. Before we dive into the InstaView portion of this, I would like to give you a little bit of background information about who Property Panorama is, the products that are available to you now, and a couple of additional products that can help you in your marketing process. So we've introduced our platform to the industry back in 2002. Ever since then, our mission statement has been to connect consumers directly to the listing agent. We're a digital marketing solution, and we provide tools designed to help advertise listings and your brand online. Thanks to our current integration with you, we're now integrated with more than 280 MLSs and associations, which attributes to over 1 million unique visitors per week to our website. So the reason that you're all here is to learn about the features that are available to you, starting with our InstaView products. So this is just a quick overview of what you receive. So you have everything is fully automated. Within an hour of putting your listing into the MLS, we're going to automatically create marketing materials for you, including the branded and unbranded InstaView virtual tour. Once that is created, we're going to submit the unbranded link back to the MLS so it can be attached to your listing and syndicated out to other third-party sites. You also have the ability to create your own listing flyers and postcards right within the system. We'll be going over that briefly. You also get an HD listing video for each and every single listing. As long as you opt into YouTube, we can automatically syndicate that to your YouTube channel for you. Speaking of social media syndication, that is just one of them. We also have Facebook business pages. We can automatically syndicate to your X account or your LinkedIn. We also have one-click options available because that automated post is only going to go out when you have a new listing or when there's a price change. So that one-click syndication option is there for you to kind of boost your listing a little bit, if you will, get it out there in between new listing and any price changes that may occur. And then we also have the digital portfolio. The digital portfolio is a single kind of URL that's going to be your landing page. It's going to have all of your active listing inventory. It's going to have all of your single listing websites, all of your virtual tours nested right on that one page. So instead of just going over this list, let's go ahead and show you what is available to you. This is an example of the branded InstaView virtual tour. On the left-hand side, you can see the desktop / laptop / tablet version of the tour itself. On the right-hand side, you see the mobile version. You can see that it stacks the images, and that's just because we want to maximize that space to ensure that consumers are really getting a good look at the listing and it's not looking different just because they're on a mobile device. So they're not getting any of that blank space on the bottom. But within the virtual tours itself, you can see that there's a navigation panel on the bottom, as well as a contact and a details tab on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of these features as they've been updated within the last year, but it is new to you. So first and foremost, we do have a quick access photo panel. This allows consumers to really focus on the amenities that matter the most to them. It also breaks down the full photo name and description that would normally show up. And if you look here in the upper right-hand corner of the photo, if there was a photo name or description in there. Moving on to the next slide, we also do have a Google Maps integration. So as long as you have a mappable address for your listing, it's going to show you the area surrounding the listing. Now, if you have something, say a new construction or a lot listing that does not have a physical address, Obviously, Google Maps can't map that properly. There is a way to turn that off, and I will show you how to do that when we do get into the tour manager. One thing that we pride ourselves on is the fact that you can put any marketing material that you have for your listing right into the virtual tour. So if you have a drone video, a dollhouse tour, anything of that nature, a floor plan, you can attach it to the virtual tour. That way, you're only sending out one URL to your clients to let them know, hey, this is everything I have for your listing. Now, in regard to leads, consumers can reach out to you directly by clicking on that contacts tab. It's going to open up an email form. It's also going to have all of your preferred methods of contact on the left-hand side. And then for the details, when they click and open that up, it's going to be your MLS description along with the amenities of the property itself. So that's just a really quick look at the virtual tour. But the additional features is what really sets us apart because we are automatically creating flyers and postcards for you that are fully customizable, or you can create your own anywhere from 3 to 5 images on the flyers, the various flyer templates. You can also create just listed, just sold, price reduced. There's a plethora of them in there. I want to say it's a total of 27 different templates that are available to you for use between the flyer and postcards themselves. Another great reason that the postcards are used as much as they are is because they fit perfectly into a social media post. So you can create the postcards right within your account, download them as an image, and upload them directly to your social media accounts. And then let's go ahead and touch on that digital portfolio, that landing page that I spoke to you about. This is that page where it's going to have all of your active listing inventory. It's also going to have the single property websites and the links to all of your virtual tours. You can see that it works on both laptop and mobile. Again, everything is device responsive. But this is just a quick look at it. So this is one of our test accounts. It doesn't have all of the MLS pulled in data. So it doesn't have the additional office contact information and everything down here like it's supposed to. But this is just to give you, again, a quick idea of what yours could look like. And then scrolling down, it's going to have your full active listing inventory. Now, if you have more than 9 listings, then obviously it's going to have to go to a second page. That's where that view more tours comes into play. All right. And then when you click on the more info, that's where you're going to get into the single listing websites. That's more of a scrollable experience instead of the tour that's that automated playthrough. And then finally, down at the bottom is where you can put your testimonials and your biography. Additionally, again, another convenient contact form. Consumers can reach out directly to you. So that was a little bit of a speed run just to look at the products themselves. Before we dive into the members area, the first thing that we get asked is, how do you create your virtual tour? It's really easy. During your listing input, you just need to make sure that all of these things say yes. Internet display or display on internet or just internet varies from integration to integration. You need to make sure that your IDX is on, and you need to make sure that it says either include InstaView tour or create free virtual tour. Once those are marked as yes, within that 1 hour time frame, we're creating the tour for you and sending it back to the MLS for submission to be attached. Additionally, you're going to receive an email from us. That email is going to have both your branded and your unbranded virtual tour links, as well as a really convenient login button right within the email. Which leads to the next most popular question: how do you access your account? So you can use that direct login directly from your email. Additionally, you can also go right into your MLS property panorama from the Clarity dashboard. It's that easy to get into your account. Once you click on one of those smart links, this is what's going to be in front of you. So this is the full member dashboard. Up top, you can see the digital portfolio where you can share, edit. You can upload your profile picture, your company logo, your 3 most recent listings with the ability to go see additional active listing inventory, as well as the additional tools nested right within this page. Now, one thing that I am going to say is within the next month, month and a half, you're going to be seeing a little bit of a change, and you're going to see an additional button right here where I'm circling my mouse, and it's going to be photos. We're adding AI photo editing tools right within the InstaView account. We'll be covering that a little bit closer towards the end of the presentation. But for now, let's go ahead and go over updating your profile, making sure, excuse me, that your profile picture, your company logo are all correct. It's really easy from this page. All you have to do is click on either the profile picture or company logo. It will prompt you to browse your computer for the image that you want to use, save your changes, and it'll automatically update. Down below that, you do have, again, that digital portfolio where you can share it or you can edit it. I always recommend editing. That way, you can set up your brand color scheme and all of that right within the digital portfolio. Then you can go ahead and share from there. The promote button under there would take you to a page where you can purchase an advertising campaign as an agent level campaign. So it's, excuse me, about a month long campaign is the first step in that, or you can do quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. We'll be covering Adtensify a little bit later in the presentation because that is an add-on. Another thing that you want to make sure that is correct before you start sharing everything out is your contact information. Yes, we pull everything in from the MLS, but say you want to update your mobile number or you want to include your personal desk number at your office, you're more than welcome to do so. And that's by going to that account tab over on the left-hand side here. That's going to be the next page in the presentation. But let me go ahead and finish getting through the main dashboard first. Up next, we have My Listings. So you can either get to your full listing inventory from here, or if you're wanting to work with, again, your 3 most recent listings, they're already on this main dashboard. The share icon here works a little bit different, and that's just because on the listing level, there's multiple things you can share. The virtual tour, the flyers, the videos. So that's going to take you to kind of the listing hub, if you will, that has all of those materials where you can share them. The next icon is going to take you to the tour manager where you can edit the virtual tour. Next to that is the statistics and leads. And that is where you would see how many clicks you've had, how many leads you've received, how many views it's had from, the various web portals. It'll even tell you where those clicks are coming from. And then once you've created a PDF flyer or postcard, as long as you've marked it as primary, this is your quick access tool right here for that. Finally, settings and syndication. This is where you're going to turn on your automatic social media syndication. And you can access that either by clicking on settings and syndication here or sharing in social media down at the bottom. Both are going to take you to the same place. One thing I will throw out there is if you are a co-listing agent, unfortunately through our feed, we only create the tours for the primary listing agent, but we've got you covered still. If you're a co-listing agent, you can use that create custom tour option right here on the bottom. That'll allow you to create your own marketing materials for that listing. But let's go ahead and move along to the account page. This is where you're going to make sure that your email address, your phone numbers, your personal website are all correct. It's also where you can include your biography and testimonials. All right, so down here in the phone numbers, You're going to want to make sure that the number you want used on everything is in the first block, mark it properly, and then give it that primary checkbox. Mark that off as primary. That's going to ensure that it's included on each and every single marketing piece that you have in our system. Additionally, if you do have a slogan, you can include that right here in that slogan field. Now, up here where it says office name, office website, that is one of the things that cannot be adjusted. The reason for that is it's pulled directly from the MLS from the office feed. And then moving on to the settings and syndication to get that set up, just click on settings and syndication from the left-hand side. And you're going to get this page here. I apologize. I thought I updated this slide. Twitter is now X. Still looks exactly the same, just a different icon. But you would select yes for the social media service that you want to syndicate to. Go through the prompts, authorize Property Panorama to post on your behalf. And then any future new listings or pricing changes will automatically be posted on your behalf. Down below that, you have the email notification settings. You can opt in or out of any of those notification settings. The ones that I always recommend staying opted into, number one, InstaView notifications. Those are the emails that you get when you get a new virtual tour. And then lead notifications. You know, anytime you get a lead, it's going to push to your email. Additionally, you can also set it to come to you via text message through that SMS option. Now, you're not going to get any other notifications from us to your phone. SMS is for leads only. So that's when consumers fill out those contact forms. Once you select yes there, you can see it got cut off a little bit. SMS notification number, type it in down there at the bottom. It automatically saves for you. And then any future leads will come to your email and or SMS, however you have it opted in. All right, moving right along, we do have the linking page next. So the linking page is that share icon underneath your listings. Once you click on that, this is the page you're going to see. Up top, you can see that you have your branded and your unbranded virtual tours. The ability to copy those links, paste them wherever you need. Or if you wanted to include the tour on your own personal website, you're able to do so by using that copy embed code. The QR code is going to take you to the branded virtual tour link. However, just to make you aware, it is already available on the flyers. So if you were trying to download it for the flyers themselves, you don't need to do that. It's already on the flyers. To the right of that, we have that one-click sharing. That one-click sharing is going to take you to any of those ones that you click on. And it's going to be, like, again, that one-off post. And it looks like we do have a question that came in really quick. As a member of several MLSs with Property Panorama, will I have separate accounts or can it be consolidated into one? So unfortunately, they are going to be separate accounts. And the reason for that is because as a member of Florida Gulf Coast, you're getting our services no charge. Whereas if you were in, say, Stellar or Miami or Beaches, it's not paid for through them. So it's a subscription service there. So unfortunately, we do have to keep them separated by MLS, but you will have a smart link in each MLS that you are a member of that has Property Panorama. I will make sure when I do send out today's recording that I will get that the full smart link page out to you. That way it'll show what it is for Flex, what it is for Matrix, so on and so forth. Moving on down the page, we do have those pro flyers. You do not have the linking. It's the triangle share icon underneath your listings. Here, let me get back to that page really quick. So right underneath your listing, the linking page is this share icon right here. So once we click on that, let me get back to that page. All right. You only see linking on the left-hand side right now because we're actively in that listing. This allows us to go back and forth between the linking for this listing and the tour manager. So that's only going to populate when you are actively in a listing. As for the pro flyers, we do create a pre-templated first 3 image classic flyer. Typically, first 3 images are all exterior, probably not what you're going to want to use. So click on that create manage, create new, and then it's going to take you through the whole process of selecting if you want price reduced, just listed, just sold, for sale, for rent. Again, plethora of options there. And then if you want a flyer or a postcard. Once you're in there, it's going to ask you, what colors do you want to use and just walk you through that entire process of the flyer. You can save the flyers as a PDF or as a PNG or JPEG image. If it's something that you want to print, I always recommend using the PDF. The highest image quality is always going to be that PDF. If it's something you're wanting to put on social media, I always recommend PNG. Smallest file size, but best looking in comparison between JPEG and PNG. Moving on over to the right there, we do have advertised listings. This is where you could get a listing specific Adtensify campaign. Again, we'll cover Adtensify a little bit later. Down below that is the listing video. This is the video that you can automatically share to YouTube. Additionally, you do have the option to download it yourself if you wanted to give it to, say, your seller as a keepsake or something of that nature. If you use sign writers at your property, you can use the TurboText feature. And we even have a downloadable version of this sign writer right here, and it is blank. That way you can use 2.5-inch mailbox lettering and change those codes out fairly easily because each and every single code is listing specific. And then down here at the bottom, that's the media link section. That is what I was showing you during the branded tour, where you can put in your 3D dollhouse tour, your floor plans, your drone videos. Any additional marketing materials you have for your listing can be placed right there. It just needs to have a web link, a title, and a description. You can even adjust the icons from here. Once you're happy and you submit your changes, it'll all automatically be shared directly to the virtual tour. Yes, everything that we've covered so far, 100% free. And then consumers will see this on Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, any of the third-party sites that they go to, because it is syndicated out with the MLS feed. All right, so now that we're done with the linking page, let's go ahead and take a look at the tour manager. That's that pencil icon that you see underneath the listing, or if you're on the linking page on the left-hand side. This is going to be all of your listing information on the first page. So you're going to have the price, the listing number, um, the full address. And this is where I was mentioning before that you can turn off the display on Google Maps if it's not a mappable address. So again, lot listings, land listings, something that's not clearly addressed in a traditional fashion, you can turn it off, and it won't display on Google Maps at all. On the right-hand side, there's two boxes that you can edit. That's the branded description and the flyer description. And that's just because the unbranded description needs to maintain MLS compliance, whereas you can adjust the branded descriptions because those are going out on your branded marketing materials. Once you're done there, it's going to automatically save by clicking next step. which is going to take you to the photo manager. So if you wanted to adjust, say, your photo labels or your photo descriptions, this is where you would want to do that. That's done just by clicking on that Add Manage Photos button. And this is the screen that you're going to see. Not only can you manage the photos that have been pulled in from the MLS, if you wanted to add additional photos, you can do that by clicking Upload. If you wanted to create a panorama out of several images that are overlapping, you can do that by clicking on the Create Panorama option. And then down below that, this is where you can select the respective image you want to change, adjust its name, give it a description. The checkboxes underneath that make this my primary photo. That does not make it first in the tour. What that does is it makes it the featured image for any social media post that you make. So if you share to Facebook, whatever image you select and mark that checkbox for is going to be the featured image. That way, when consumers click it, it will open the virtual tour. One thing that we have recently added is the ability to drag and drop these images into any order right from here. Previously, you had to adjust the order in the MLS. Now you can adjust them right here within the photo manager. But once you're happy with all your changes, you can close out just by clicking on the X in the upper right-hand corner. And that'll take you to the next step, which is the theme editor. So I'm a huge fan of, just saying branding, branding, branding. You want to make sure that all of your materials look the same, but you also want to make sure that all of your materials, follow your branding colors. That way consumers easily recognize it's coming from you. That being said, you can change the theme by clicking on Change Theme up top. It's going to take you to this page here where you can adjust the background color of the header, the footer, the contact tab, and the details tab, as well as the background that's behind the images. Once you're happy and you feel that you're best representing your brand with the colors being used, you can go ahead and click on Save on the right-hand side. Now, the one thing that I will say about that is it's going to pop up a new light box. That light box is going to say, would you like to use this for all of your future tours? Meaning it's a set it and forget it setting, making sure that your theme settings are carrying forward to all of your listings. I usually recommend marking that as yes, just because, again, keeping that brand consistency. The second one is going to ask if you would like to change all of your current tours to this setting. Again, I usually recommend yes, but if you've already played with your other tours and have different color themes for them, by all means, that is entirely up to you. But again, once you're done with that, it's going to take you to the next step, which is where you can select your audio and your photo effects. We do have 75 different music selections within our audio library. However, we also do give you the option if you wanted to upload your own custom audio. Uploading your own custom audio does come with a little caveat, if you will, though. You do have to have the proper permissions to play it in a commercial setting. So if you're looking to use something that's popular and on the radio right now, you're going to be paying a pretty decent fee just to use it commercially. Whereas there are what they call royalty-free options available out there. They may capture the same vibe, just obviously not done by the same artist, but you're only paying anywhere from $5 to $20 for a lifetime license for the song. So I highly recommend looking into royalty-free music if you're wanting to use something other than what is in our library. On the right-hand side is the Ken Burns effect. So that's the zoom in, zoom out that the image does. If you turn that off, it turns the virtual tour into a slideshow instead. All right, so that covers everything about editing the virtual tour except for the final preview. That final preview is just to make sure that you're happy with any and all of the changes that you've made. So again, that's a quick run through of navigating through the members area, getting your virtual tours on point with where you want them. That's and that is everything that is free to you as a member of Florida Gulf Coast. Now, we do have additional options or features that are available, and these are available for purchase. First and foremost is the neighborhood insights. So this provides local content and local demographics. And again, these are hyper local, specific to the listing. It's going to give you items like average income, income brackets, total population, the most preferred method of commute, spoken languages in the area. So it's going to give consumers a really in-depth look at the neighborhood itself. So if you have somebody that's relocating, this is a great tool for them to be able to get to know the neighborhood, especially when you look at the local content, because it's going to give you 18 location scores, 20 points of interest categories, different school districts, as as well as the ability to toggle between public and private schools. It's going to show you how drivable, how walkable, bikeable, how good public transit is. Under amenities, you're going to have grocery stores, different shopping methods, movie theaters, things like that. Character of the neighborhood. Is it quiet? Is it vibrant? It's going to give you noise scores. It's even going to tell you if there's a busy nightlife, local bars, restaurants, things like that. Under nature, it's going to give you all the green spaces, if there's public parks or if there's nature preserves, things like that. And then finally, under wellness, it's going to give you gyms, hospitals, health food stores, anything that would fit under that umbrella of wellness. And it's going to show everything within a distance and tell you if each item is walkable, bikeable, things like that. So it does give you a really deep insight to what the neighborhood has to offer for the consumer itself. Now, I said this is available with an upgrade. We are partnered with Local Logic for this. They are providing all of that data for you. It is available for unlimited listings, $22 per month or $225 per year. Again, unlimited listings. And then, as I mentioned before, Adtensify. So we do have image and video ads. They're available on the agent level as well as the listing level. They're designed to drive traffic and exposure directly to you, your brand, and your listings. They display on all devices. The one thing that I will say is we exclude mobile games. We don't want people clicking on your ad just to get a few extra gems in a game. We want to make sure that each and every click that your ads receive are genuine leads from interested consumers. Just to give you an idea of some of the sites that these ads do go to for the static ads or the image ads, obviously the web is a plethora of different sites. There are over 100,000 websites within our ad network. We're just showing you some of the more popular ones here. But in all honesty, the ads are going to follow consumers that are actively showing interest in real estate, going to the major portals, going to look up mortgage interest rates. As long as they're showing those behaviors of wanting to purchase or sell a home, in the case of the agent campaigns, if they're wanting to purchase, obviously it's going to be the listing campaigns. But these ads are going to follow them to the websites that they visit the most. So it's not just the sites that you're seeing on this page here. In regards to targeting, there is a default setting, 15 miles around the property. However, that is fully customizable. You can instead input 3 zip codes or up to 3 zip codes or a specific city of interest to make sure that you're getting the reach that you want to get. Especially, being coastal, you don't want, part of your coverage area going out towards the ocean. So I totally recommend going with the 3 zip codes approach or a specific city. And that's again, you can see the ad on the right hand side. One thing that I did forget to mention is we always use what they call premium placements. If you are familiar with print advertising, it's what they would call above the fold. So making sure that you're above the fold of the newspaper, same thing here. We're going to make sure that your ads are at the top of the page or on the right hand side banner, left hand side banner, something of that nature, or within the natural scroll of a news article, as you can see on the mobile device. And then we also do have our video ads. Video ads are placed on Instagram and Facebook, and it takes your images and turns them into a video. So you select your profile picture. You can see that it gets placed down at the bottom of the video there. Select the 5 images that you want to use, and it adds motion to them to create that video effect. And that's just because consumers spend time perusing about 50 to 70 videos per day. And that's just the average person. There's people that are obviously higher, there's people that are average, obviously lower than that. But the average person does look at 50 to 70 videos per day. So we wanted to advertise in front of those people where they're spending their time. And then, as I mentioned, everything is fully customizable, but it is automated. So you can change the colors, you can change the verbiage that's up at the top of the post. So you can fully customize this to meet all of your marketing needs. And then, if you feel that you need a little bit more exposure than what the base campaign offers, you can always add 1,000 additional impressions on each service just by clicking on that Intensify Plus when you're checking out. Now, as I mentioned, we are going to be doing AI photo editing. That's going to be coming out first, second week of March. We're actually just getting ready to launch it in one of our test markets just to make sure everything's working okay. But you're going to be able to add twilight to your images or clear sky, green grass, just the basic photo manipulations that we get asked for a lot from our agents in the last, I would say, decade. So we've decided to add an AI element. You'll be seeing that coming across in your email probably in the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, with samples and a training video, just so you can get through and decide if you wanted to use those AI editing tools. But that does cover everything that I wanted to go over with you today. I do, in closing, want to ask you to follow our blog.propertypanorama.com. That helps you stay up to date on the latest news that Property Panorama has, any new products, any changes in the industry. We try to keep them within our blog. Additionally, we have our YouTube channel, youtube.com/propertypanorama. This video will be up there most likely later on this afternoon, but I will also be sending you an email first thing tomorrow with all of the links, as well as the login for those of you that are in multiple MLSs that have, either Flex or Matrix or whatnot. So I'll make sure that I get that out to you first thing tomorrow. Then additionally, our support team is available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and that's at support@propertypanorama.com, 440-290-2200. Option 1 is going to get you to your interview team, whereas option 2 will get you to the Intensify experts and the marketing experts over there. You can also use our live chat feature. That's down in the lower right-hand corner of each and every single page of our website. At this time, I would like to open the floor to any questions that you may have. Otherwise, if you don't have any questions, again, thank you for joining today. I hope you have a wonderful, successful week, and welcome to the Property Panorama family.